week we received our wedding photos and we are super excited. We got inspired to actually share what are the 10 decisions that made our wedding special, and all our guests, family and friends loved it.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
Number one, we split the wedding into 2 separate days. First one was a family day where everyone was literally calmer, coming together. It was my family meeting your family for the first time and vice versa.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful because we took our time that day. It was easy. We did our shooting. And then the next day, we did a bigger ceremony. We did a symbolic ceremony where all our guests and friends and family and everyone came together. And it was a bit of an extended day, that one. The previous one was just the intimate family getting together.
Number 2 is the location. We got married at Lake Maggiore, which is a lake in Italy. It's split between Italy and Switzerland, and it's incredible scenery. The way I found this location was with Google Maps on the lake and clicking on every single hotel that I can possibly see, and hope that there is a hotel with a restaurant that can make our wedding beautiful. This was a key part because our guests loved it and it was giving this different vibe. It was luxury, it was nature, it was different.
Number 3 is the first look in private. So we got ready in separate rooms. And I actually pitched this idea to Maria at the beginning. You weren't totally on board. You were like on the fence of this, like, let's talk about it later. And then at the end, we decided to do it in private. It's in a beautiful terrace with a view of the Lake Maggiore, and it was very, very natural. I think it has been, we didn't have a problem with the photographer being there. They were not causing issues to us in terms of being too much in the way. It was very natural. It was very emotional when we first seen each other. The way it worked is that she was looking at the lake and I walked back to her with the bouquet, and then I gave it to her and we saw each other for the first time.
Number 4 is the experience that we did, just the two of us. We went on a boat in Lake Maggiore the day before. So the family day that we had and the signing, we used the time to actually go on a boat and have a shooting, a beautiful love shooting. This is how photographers call it.
Yeah.
It was an incredible experience because, first of all, it's just the two of us, and it was very romantic. Even though it was rainy at that time of the day, I think we had a great time and great experience. We went to the 2 islands. In Lake Maggiore there are 2 islands. So one is the Pescatori and the other one is Isola Bella. 2 beautiful islands. We visited them both. We did some pictures here and there. And it was fun. It was exciting. And we really had the time for each other. Even though the photographers were there, they were really there with us without being on the way. We were very natural. So
Number 5 was arranging the accommodation for the guest for the night of the wedding. It was super useful because obviously guests didn't have to think about how to get home, taxis, and driving after a night of partying as well. We had 2 accommodations. The first one was where the family stayed in the hotel where we did the reception. So the place that we chose was both a restaurant and a hotel, and that's where the family slept. And then for everyone else, we organized a separate hotel 5 minutes close to the place where we celebrated our wedding, and it was very easy to get there, and we organized it for all our guests.
Number 6, Polaroids. This was the cherry on top of the cherry of the cake for this wedding. I think we really realized the power of it after the wedding because we actually kept a memory, all these memories from our guests. It was beautiful to see that the guests were engaging with that. They were keen on making these memories. They were having fun all the time with that, and we have some really fun party pictures. The truth is that we created the board ourselves, so we had the design already in our head and we wanted something super simple. We didn't need to buy from Amazon or Etsy or whatever. We had it there and we just put it together. I think it was a great idea, and we managed to bring all these photos and put them on our own board at home. We have our wedding memories there. We have our families and friends right next to each other.
Number 7 is 2 things that we decided to do, which are per se quite small, but they're really impactful. One of them was the guest book, where guests can actually leave us a little note and that we can then read. That was beautiful. And then the other thing was cards for advices. We created these cards in 3 languages, they say things like always, and then leave the blank so people can say, yeah, for example, one of them says,
always support each other, never forget how much we love you. Sometimes it's best to just take a break and enjoy life the way it is. I wish you both a long and happy marriage.
and it looks like this.
Number 8, hangover kit. This was an idea we stole somewhere in social media, but it was a big success at the end of the evening after all the rakia. So ideally it is a pack, which we did again ourselves, which has under eye patch, it has a elastic band for the ladies, it had obviously this one is halfway gone, but it had also chewing gum, a gnocchi, one sachet with hydration powder, something like that. So it was a really good idea because on the day after, even people can take it away and have it with them. So hangover kit, it was a big boom on our wedding.
Number 9 is actually leaving space for the traditions, both Italian and Bulgarian. So for the Bulgarian ones, we did them during the reception, where we broke some bread above our head to decide who was gonna wear the pants in the family. Maria obviously won because she cheated and she got the whole bread. The other tradition was to kick a vase of flowers called menche, which would dictate the future gender of our kids. So that's another tradition. And for the Italian side, we decided to get married effectively in a very old villa, which is coming from the 1500s. It was beautiful. The whole ceremony was interesting, and there was also the mayor of the town to actually marry us with the whole Italian flag, and it was interesting. So that, like, number 9 is leaving space for traditions.
Number 10 is videographer. This was actually a last minute call, like literally 2-3 days before the wedding. We decided we want to have a videographer. We were lucky that the Loving Pictures guys, our photographers, they already had someone in mind and they get us in touch with them very quickly. The lady was amazing. She did really good shots from what we briefly saw on the wedding, but we still haven't seen the video. However, I think it was a last minute call, which we thought in a few years we're not gonna have the memories of what actually happened. We won't have pictures that are amazing, but having the motion of the day, it's beautiful. So we can't wait to see this video as well.
This was our top 10 decision for our multicultural 3 languages wedding, and we hope we inspired you a little to plan your wedding and get some inspiration and some ideas for your wedding as well. See you the next time. Bye.